Over 140 ambulances dispatched to the scene. Fire department reported that over 50 people suffered cardiac arrest. How in the world does that even line up, right? So remember, before we get into it, you were the one that referenced this a moment ago, and we've seen already, I think twice actually, where there's been these weird collapses at concerts, right? And the last one that was the big one, like that overlaps with this, there was all these kids that had heart attacks, but they argued it was some kind of secret fentanyl distribution or something, which they never proved. But there was
a lot of claims. Like there was the fentanyl. There was like some people were claiming like someone walking around like poking people.
Well, that was meant to be like the fentanyl kind of
exactly.
But the point was that they had all these heart attacks, right? But then there also was the stampede.
Yeah.
That's what they claimed. It was a big people were pushing and rushing, and that's what caused it. And
Astro World Festival crowd crush. Right?
Is that what it was? Oh, you got it. Nice. Nice.
Now check this out though. It was November 5th, 2021. So it was like this exact week a year ago.
Oh, that's interesting.
Whoa,
that's interesting.
It's like so, and that was a lot of it was attributed to some sort of ritualistic type thing, and so.
That's right. That's right. And the guy on the stage was doing all these weird things. So, that's right. That's right.
There must be harnessing the energy of this.
Yeah, you may be right. You're right. Well, this is just so interesting, that overlap specifically, because it's. I mean, first of all, outside of what else could have been being done, like that. The fact that they just don't talk about, we'll skip back, he's pointing this out for a reason, but you get into these articles, stampede, 151 people dead. That's crazy, right? And this is October 30th, and what they're talking about is just also heart attacks, without getting into how does that even make sense? So is it the stampede that caused heart attacks? Were they scared? This doesn't make sense. There's something else going on here. And I guess eventually they'll probably try to poke into it with the fentanyl addition, which is what they did to act like that made sense. But I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. At least 151 people were killed in a stampede after a crowd poured into a central district of South Korean's capital, Seoul, for Halloween festivities on Saturday night. The death toll could rise further as 76 more were reported injured, with 19 in serious condition, Reuters reported citing emergency officials. Now, I'll show you clips. This weirdly is no longer available. I'll show you some clips. Oh, it just says, I'll show you in a second. Earlier news agency Yonhap reported that 50 people suffered from cardiac arrest. 50. Following the celebrations. So following the celebrations, that means after this was over? That's interesting. But it says at least one the people had reportedly gathered on Saturday night in these areas, a central district of the area. Here is one of the videos showing you some of this. Oops. Oh, that's what I just grabbed her tweet, I think. While it's loading. Here is the next part. This is from the Wyoming. I forget if that's how you say that. South Korea declares national mourning after 152 were killed in Seoul Halloween stampede. And it says South Korean capital Seoul saw dozens of people getting cardiac arrest during Halloween celebrations. So it's clearly being reported across the board. Local authorities have said that at least 152 were dead and more than 100 injured. A little bit discrepancy, but the main point, around 50 people had cardiac arrest. Now this scares me. This makes me uncomfortable. I being in this kind of a crowd. Actually, I'll show you the worst one. See if this loaded. This was just a general video. This is the one that Emily sent me. Oh, God, this just freaks me out. Being stuck in this kind of an area, where people are pushing and they're crowded. This one guy had the idea to climb up this thing. Let me show you where it gets crazy. People start getting worried. Start pushing. And this guy, he climbs up here. See, people are scared. They're wanting to get out of there. Because something's going on, and they're getting pushed into the side of these things. And then you're stuck. What do? You're stuck in the middle of a crowd like that. That's scary.
Yeah.
So this guy just climbs up here. But so here, the point is, this is apparently where people were trampled. 150 people, which would make sense in a kind of, scared moment. But what started it? Why were they scared? I don't see any effort to try to make sense of this. And 50 people had heart attacks? Something strange is going on. See, at first it was just normal, but then people are now trying to get out of this. Screaming. Ugh, God, it just gives me the creeps. That's just overwhelming. I've been in a situation like this and I almost lost it, my claustrophobia, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's
wow.
Crazy being in heavy.
Yeah. Wild.
I've definitely been in those before too, and it's the crowd just has its own. It's its own. It's like an organism. It's like its own organism. It's weird.
So I think this is the closest that I can get to what they're trying to get at here. Crush kills 151. I guess arguing that the pressure caused heart attacks. I don't really know. It's not really in the article. The point is just that this is being floated. Now, the point of showing you all of this is that I think there's something much more concerning going on here. Not that we know for sure, but why, again, same point every time. When we know, as a matter of fact, and they've been forced to admit that we're giving on a mass scale injections, especially in South Korea, that we know they've proven admitted to can cause heart attacks.
Yeah.
And then we have a situation where an unprecedented reality where 50 people in one location at the same time have heart attacks and not even a mention of that. It's frustrating that we keep seeing that happen.